Alright, hey you guys, this is me, Constance, from Lather and Love family. I'm sorry, I got a little tongue tied. Before I go any further, I want to tell you, if you stick around on this video because you just seem like you might be interested in this video, please, please, please give me a thumbs up, you guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Now, you may be wondering, like, what all will you guys be seeing on my channel? What kind of content I do? Okay, I'm 35-year-old mom. My husband and I, we have 12 children. So you'll see a lot of content with my babies, my different children on here. I do locks. I'm a natural stylist. I also love nature. I keep bees. I make natural and organic soaps, shampoo bars. I make hair care. Speaking of hair care, this is one of my hair care items that I'm using on my lock client. And I love animals. Yep, I love animals. I have bulldogs. My page used to be called, on here it was 12 babies. I mean, 9 babies and a bully, but then I changed it because my brand, my skincare brand is Lather and Love. And y'all, I'm all about love. I don't care for the drama, the hate. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just stick with Lather and Love family. So that's what you're seeing now, my page, which is Lather and Love family. And I wanted to come on today to give y'all some lock tips, okay? While I'm doing my client, I wanted to share some tips about maintenance and lock hair care. And pretty much, yeah, that's about it. Because it's summertime. This heat is not going to be playing with us, y'all, this summer. So I hope y'all ready for the heat. Hope y'all ready for the heat. I do have cosmetology background. Before, let me just go in a little detail with y'all. Like, no, I'm trying to see if my cousin was out there. Okay, but anyway, went to school. I started cosmetology school in 2011. Started in 2011. But y'all, I was almost halfway. I was like 80% done. I was already training for state board. And then guess what happened? I got into a car accident October of 2012. I did stop. I was going part-time when I first started cosmetology school. That's because I was working 12 hours at a correctional facility. And I was a mom of 3. So I was tired, y'all. I ended up leaving the correctional facility to pursue my career in cosmetology. Started focusing on cosmetology. I conceived baby number 4. But I got in a car accident October the 1st, 2012, and I could no longer do any prolonged standing. I could not do anything. I was a mess. Chronic pain. I eventually got diagnosed with arthritis. I was having to get procedures done on my back, and I could not finish cosmetology school. So I was in a private cosmetology school at the time called Kivosnik in Dublin, Georgia. Miss Rosa Pryor was our teacher. Excellent. She had been doing hair probably like 30 years when I got there. So y'all, I was taught by an old schooler, okay? So I learned a lot of great things that added to my knowledge along with the knowledge that I already had for myself, because I've been doing hair since I was 10. Y'all know my siblings were my first clients. My mama, she let me do my sister hair. I had my little brother, Tom. My older brother, he didn't sit still long enough to get his hair done, but I do have a cosmetology background. I'm thinking about going back, y'all. When I got in that car accident, it wasn't too long after that my stepfather that raised me passed away. So I was severely depressed. When I say depressed, I was depressed, y'all. I got depressed because getting my license meant so much to me at that time. And then being a mom, you know, my girls, I wanted to give them something to, you know, be inspired by. I want to teach and show my kids, you know, you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. Well, I felt like a failure because I did not achieve getting my license because I was put out. I was on medical leave too long. And as bad as I wanted to go back, I couldn't do it because I couldn't stand up. It was a lot, y'all. So every time I think about cosmetology school, you know, I'm reminded of the reason why I didn't pursue and finish my license, which I'm gonna go back. I am, because no matter what I do, my passion is taking care of hair, nurturing hair. I'm just a person that happens to know how to do braids, plaits, sew-ins, locks, a lot of stuff. You know, but I really care about nurturing hair. I really care about taking care of the hair. That's my thing, growing hair. So when I get a problem, like when I get people that come to me, they're natural and they're dealing with stuff, thinning, or it could be just want their hair to grow, you know, just certain things. It could be anything. Or maybe a person just want to stick with one person, you know. I love that. But I wanted to come on today to talk about some hair care tips for locks, because a lot of people are getting locks now. They are more trending and more, you know, like I said, a lot of people getting them now opposed to what, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And a lot of us that are just now getting locks, we're not familiar with, you know, maintaining them. So I want to give y'all some hair care tips. And the biggest one to me is moisturizing your locks. And you don't have to do that with heavy product, because I'm locked. And if you look at the locks, y'all know this is the way I say it. I'm not trying to offend us, of course, as melanated people, you know, that love our locks. I'm not trying to be offensive. But our locks are likened to the strings of a mop. It's about the same thing. And I'm saying this so maybe y'all can kind of get the idea or grasp what I'm saying. It's going to absorb whatever come in contact with it, even pollen. Pollen get in your locks. Whatever's in the atmosphere, that's what will get on your locks. So you want to make sure, even when you're moisturizing your hair, you don't have to use products that carry a lot of gunk, because you will have build up. Get you something that's light. You can use water. You can create your own lock mist, lock spray. I do it all the time. And then when I want to try something new, when I want to, you know, try some more brand products, some different products, because a lot of products out here I don't like. I just don't like it, and I don't agree with them. Because when I get new clients and I see how the buildup is in their locks, it's just some stuff I just be like, no. But now with my clients, I use my natural shampoo bars. I use my natural conditioning bars. I use my natural lock oil. Hair, this is also it's really a hair follicle serum. That's what I call it. Earth in a bottle, because y'all, I have a lot of essential oils in there. I have black seed oil in this oil product. But for now, the reason why I said lock oil, because I'm using it for locks. You can use it on your locks. You can use it for braids. You can use it even if you're relaxed. You can use it on any type of hair. But back to what I was saying about moisturizing y'all hair. It is summertime. You want to make sure your locks are moisturized, not dry, because this heat is gonna cook them, okay? You don't want to do that. But if you're gonna moisturize your hair, just make sure that you give your hair time to dry as well. I haven't seen it. I haven't had clients to deal with this, but I've heard of people having mold in their locks, which is another reason why I put the essential oils that I use in this lock oil, because it fights fungus, yeast. It's antiseptic. It's also antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. I deal with some issues of the scalp. Eczema runs in my family. My siblings, I have like 2 or 3 children that had eczema, because when I switched over to natural products, my children I no longer have to take them to the doctor to get that cream. That cream has steroids in it, and it's not good when you use it on the skin. They'll tell you too, like, don't get too much heat exposure, like sun exposure, because it could really cook the skin. No, I stopped. When I started using just ingredients from the earth to soothe and moisturize my children's skin, I don't have the issue again. And you can use it for your locks as well. You can use the bars that I create for your locks. Now, I mentioned moisturizing, keeping your locks moisturized. You do want to do that. And oil is a sealer. So don't take your lock. If your locks are dry, don't just add an oil to them thinking they're moisturized. Now, no. Oil is a sealer. It's going to seal and dry. So whatever state your locks are in, before you add oil, that's the state they're going to be in when you put oil on them, okay? So you want to wet them. Open up that cuticle layer. Get your locks, get your cuticle layer. You know, if it has pores, you want to open up the pores so it can absorb whatever you're using to moisturize your hair with. Okay. Now, I mentioned about our locks obtaining and keeping whatever you put on them. You do not want to pile your hair up with all of these edge controls and things because y'all hear me saying and things. Listen, I be talking like my grandmama. Now I made it a habit because this done started becoming me now. So y'all might hear me saying and things, and when y'all hear that, shout out to Bobby, my grandmother, because she's saying things. But anyway, you don't want to use a lot of these big heavy greasers because it's gonna stay and stick in your locks. And if you're going to get a retwist, or if you're doing your retwist and you're not shampooing your hair correctly and getting it out of there, that stuff is just going to pile in your locks. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to add more weight. So tension isn't the only thing you got to worry about when you're trying to avoid breakage with your locks. Because all of these heavy products put into your locks, they're going to stay there. And it's going to add more weight. And you don't want that in your locks. You don't want your locks looking gunky, greasy, and nasty. Because I don't know why they have, you know, this thing that locks are nasty. No, they're not. Maybe your locks are, but we shampoo our locks over here. And we shampoo them very thoroughly, very, very thoroughly. So you want to keep and maintain a clean head of hair. You don't want to pile them up. So if you're a person that go to somebody that do your locks and they're not shampooing your locks, you shampoo your hair and make sure you shampoo it for a good while, because you need to get everything out. It's just like your mop. If your mop with the strands, you could take yarn. We could say that if me saying mop offends you. But those little strings and strands on there, you know, if you mop a floor, that dirt and everything is still in the strings, okay? You want to get that out, and it takes a little minute. You really have to clean it and clean and clean. Soak it, rinse it out, soak it, rinse it out. It's the same way I do shampooing. I'm going to try to make a shampooing video just to give y'all an idea. We have a lot of wiser women. I'm not going to say older. We have a lot of wiser clients now, too, that are becoming locked. And they want to know how to maintain and, you know, do their homework, because your homework is really what's going to determine the health of your hair. You're not staying with your, you know, your loctician or your stylist or whoever. You don't live with them. So we only touch your hair maybe once every 2 months, 3 months, or however you do your retwist. How you maintain your locks at home, excuse me, is going to determine the health of your hair. So if you're shampooing your locks, make sure you shampoo them thoroughly to get everything out before getting a retwist. Because we have people that cannot allow you in state-wise. You know, you cannot go in, if a person don't have license and stuff to wash, you can't go in and expect to get your hair washed by somebody who's not licensed, because the state will go in and close their public, you know, their public establishment. That's why a lot of people telling you already come wash. Because I know folks like to throw, you know, stylists, natural stylists under the bus for not shampooing. But y'all, people not going to risk their establishments, their livelihood for you when you can come wash or you can come shampooed, okay? So when you're shampooing your hair, shampoo it thoroughly. Do not just do no rinse and go. Please don't do no rinse and go. Because every time you get your hair retwist, every single time, you're adding on new product. You're adding on new product. I have a daughter. She's locked. I'm locked. I'm about to lock another one of my daughter's hair. And here's the thing. I make sure I shampoo very thoroughly, because you're going to be adding product on top. And if you ever seen somebody that have a lot of build up in their locks, it's because they keep getting retwist. They keep depositing and adding more lock gel, whatever they're using on their locks, and they're not getting it out. So that's why when you see somebody with the indentation, the lines, the product lines in their hair, it's because of that. It's not because, you know, maybe they're a nasty person or they don't practice good hygiene. No, it's just because they're not shampooing their locks thoroughly. So when they go and get a retwist, they just add a new product on there. You want to make sure you shampoo your hair really, really, I mean, when I say really good, I mean pretty good and pretty great. And that's another key point I wanted to talk about. Now, this next thing I want to say, y'all, it don't grind my gears, but it kind of, it's one of those things where if I see it, I just want to touch it. I want to do something to it. I want to take care of it. my son, for instance, he had already got his hair lifted, bleached, dyed, however you want to say, but it was actually bleached and lifted, okay? Because he went from the hair color of a number 1 and 2 to way lighter than a number 4. When you are getting chemical dyes, which is a chemical, when you're getting dyes in your hair, you want to really make sure you practice using deep conditioners and leave-in treatments more often than usual, than you used to. Because when you're bleaching your hair, you're depriving it. Not saying your hair's in a deprived state, but you're taking from it. So if I can kind of help you a little bit, when you're dyeing it, say if I'm blonde and I put a black, I'm depositing onto my hair. So I'm depositing a color. It's not so bad as in bleaching my hair. I'm pulling, I'm lifting it. I'm taking nutrients from it. I'm taking the color from it. I'm taking things from it. And that's how come it gets lighter. So if you're a person that have your locks bleached, make sure you're doing deep conditioners. Make sure you're doing leave-in conditioners. That's why I like leave-in conditioner sprays especially for the summertime. So I was telling my son, you got to make sure you take care of your hair. I told him, you want to bleach your hair, but is you going to take care of it? I use the term boneless locks. I said, okay, you're going to have them boneless locks. Your butt don't make sure you take care of your hair after bleaching it. Because I'm mom, but I have clients myself. I can't do everything all the time. So I told them that you need to make sure you do your leave-in conditioners and you take care of your hair. Because if you ever notice, I know y'all have seen this. I've seen it, and I've seen it a lot. People that have real blonde, I ain't gonna say like platinum, but I'm talking about extremely, my hair is not as blonde as I'm talking about. Hers is not either. But y'all know how you have, I'm talking about blonde. At the roots, their new growth look white. They lifted their hair so light, and sooner or later, you'll see where they're going bald in the front, especially men. I see it a lot of men. They're losing locks in the front, like they're going bald. It's thin up there. Pretty much when you look at them, you be like, you just need to cut the locks off. But that's because dyeing your hair and not making sure you moisturize it, you're not treating it well, because when you take from the hair, and that's my term, when bleaching it, you're taking from it because you're lifting it. You need to give something back to your locks. So if you're a person and you're watching and you have your locks lifted, you lifted it. My son did ginger. So let's say if you bleached your hair, then you deposited ginger color in there. Maybe you did red, maybe you did pink. Make sure you give back to your hair, okay? Because you took from it. So make sure you're giving back to it. Don't just leave your locks in a deprived state. Now it's summer, it's getting hot, and your hair is cooked. And then you're wondering why when you go get, like your hair done, it just don't feel right. They don't feel like they used to. Yeah, well, it's because your hair, the health of your hair is changing. So you want to make sure you maintain moisture. You shampoo your locks thoroughly. And, you do deep conditioners, leave-in conditioners, and you moisturize your hair. So that's, to me, that's like the main things when it comes down to locks. Like when I get new clients, every time I get a new client, I tell them the same thing. And I'm home, so you know what I do? I be shampooing the heck out of some locks, okay? I do. I shampoo. I love shampoo. Shampooing is therapy for me. I love that my clients love it and it feel good to them, but shampoo is therapy for me. I love shampooing locks. I love massaging my clients. Now, when I'm doing a retwist, I know because, we're trying to tidy up the parts and stuff, it may not feel good to them, but when I shampoo and I'm moisturizing and stuff, I love to make sure I'm doing a good job and that my clients feel it and think so too. And if you have a person that shampoo your locks really good, guess what you can avoid? Having to do those detoxes. If you get, if you're keeping the locks clean, you don't have to do a detox. All of my clients, their locks are clean. You don't see gunk in them. You don't see things that would indicate that, they need to shampoo their hair. Their locks are clean. You don't see lines in them, like gray lines and stuff, because we keep our hair shampooed thoroughly over here. And like I tell y'all, homework is, you're the one who's mainly taking care of your hair. Your stylist and your loctician only touching your locks every so often. Because it's not like when we have loose hair and we're getting our ends trimmed all the time. We're getting, you know, like braids, plaids. Now, when you got loose natural hair, you go to you go to your stylist, your cosmetologist often. But when you got locks, you don't want to do all that heavy manipulation, which leads me to another lock tip. Do not allow people to over manipulate your hair and putting all that tension on your locks. Because if you're experiencing thinning, that could be one of the reasons of the tension, over manipulating it. You know, that could be another reason. And if the lock is heavy, they want to make sure your stylist, whoever, that the base could support the lock. Your partings and the size of your locks matter. Now, you probably somebody that don't have locks, but you're considering getting your hair locked. If you're one of those individuals, I would say, before you go big, go small, because you can always just stop. They can combine the locks. But if you go big and want to go smaller, you're going to have to take those locks out. Now, you're seeing me spray this because the hair is drying. So I want to make sure I don't retwist dry hair. That will make me cringe. You know, it's always best to retwist the hair wet. You don't want it to be dry. You don't want to break nothing. And it's uncomfortable. When I get my hair retwisted by somebody else and my hair gets dry, it gets very uncomfortable when they start doing, you know, like my retwist, separating it and stuff. That really hurt. It hurt me now. So I just imagine it hurt my clients too. And like now, my client here has a head full of thick hair. So you want to make sure that, you know, I want to make sure I keep it moisturized while I'm doing it. And don't let people, when they're doing your retwist, unless you're reconstructing locks, don't let them get in between your locks, pull it apart when they parting it. I don't do it. I tell my locks, my clients, I'm not going to reset your locks unless that's something you're asking for. Because locks have a character, you know, they got their own personality. No two people locks look alike. Like, I do her retwist and I do my hair, but our locks don't look alike. Our partings don't look alike. Don't let people start retwisting your hair, and then when they get in there, they're breaking the hair, like pulling it apart. What I do is I freshen up the parts. If they're not asking for a reconstructive service, or will they want to get their locks, you know, like me doing something to it, fixing a lock, anything like that, I'm not changing the partings. I'm gonna make sure your part is fresh, presentable, looks nice and neat. But I'm not taking the comb, getting in there, pulling your hair apart, and breaking your lock. That's another thing that causes thinning. When a person's getting in, and I understand the cause for neat parts, because you want your hair to look nice. But some people will get in, take that comb, stick it in the middle or the side, break the lock to give you, I guess, better part. Now, I'm not against fresh partings, again. But if the client is not asking for that, don't do that to them. And if you are the client, don't allow people, you can feel it and you can hear it. Especially when it's a lot of locks that they're doing it to, and it's a lot of hair that they're doing. Because what's going to happen, the base of your lock is going to be small, and your lock is going to have a lot of weight, and your lock is going to be too heavy for that base, and you're going to experience thinning. I promise you, it's going to happen. Same thing with people, humans. If you're a mother, how you feel if you have too much weight on your shoulders? You're going to eventually break. Same thing with your locks, y'all. Don't allow people to do that to your hair. And when you don't know any better, you can't say anything because you're not aware. I said I'm going to try to make this my baby, my newborn, crying. Y'all, I'm sorry. Okay, take her to chill, Chosen. There. But if you know better, you'll do better. When you don't know, you don't know. That's why getting on YouTube do help. Because y'all know we learn a lot of stuff on YouTube. That's how I learned soaping. Making soap, YouTube. Now, as far as my recipes, y'all, I do that. I'm going to say nobody but the good Lord. That's how I know which ones that I'm going to make and which ones I put out. And so far, my best sellers are Time to Shine. That's a bar that is multi-purpose. I shampoo my clients with it. You can cleanse your face. It's a cleanser for your face, your legs, your body, everywhere. For JJ underarms, Time to Shine hygiene board is amazing for fighting odor and everything. Antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory. Pretty much all of my boards are antifungal. Well, not antifungal. A lot of them are anti-inflammatory. And a lot of them are antibacterial too. You don't have to get soap with all those chemicals in it just to experience or get the benefits of antibacterial soap. You don't. Essential oils do the same thing. But yes, YouTube, I'm telling y'all, YouTube University have it all on there. If you're somebody new with locks and you're trying to take care of your hair, your natural hair, your locks or whatever, go on YouTube. It's got a lot of stuff on there. And I hope this video is one of them, you know, that kind of get your mind going and make you think about the state of your locks, the state of your hair. Because whether you locked or not, you want to have healthy hair. But this, me and my client was discussing this earlier. Let me tell y'all what I was saying with her. We was talking about. It's so crazy. First of all, I want to say, if you're melanated, black, whatever you call yourself, African American, your hair do grow. Our hair grow, and it grows just like any other race. But for some reason, it feels stagnant sometimes. And if you're a person that's locked now and you used to, you know, you wasn't locked in your childhood or growing up, it's your first time being locked, the hair grows so fast. Like it just, to me, it just grows so fast. But now, you know, we shed. God made us all to shed. Just like animals shed too. We all shed. That's just the way the Lord made us. Well, your locks are shedding, just like your natural hair was shed. But with your natural hair, you're combing it out, the shedding out. But with locks, the shedding stays in. So I guess that's the added benefit, huh? We'll get the benefit from the shedding, I guess. But locks grow. My daughter, baby number 4, she don't want to get her hair locked. And I'm telling her, because we experienced the separation, which I'll do a story time on that, because I do need to give my testimony on that so people can understand that when you put something in God's hands and you trust God, the Lord gonna make that thing happen, okay? God got your back. When you giving it all to God, the Lord got your back. You just got to learn to trust Him. But me and my kids went through a separation. When they came back, you know, I noticed the difference in their hair before they left. And Joy, which is my baby, she baby number 5, she was talking about, my baby begged me for years to lock her hair. And she was telling me she wanted her hair to grow because she seen how baby number 7 hair was longer, which, you know, my baby number 7, she's biracial. But just because we don't consider ourselves to be biracial, don't think our hair grow long too. When I was telling Joy, baby, I'm going to lock your hair, because she was begging at that point. And I said, Mommy gonna grow your hair. I said, you want your hair to grow long? She said, yeah. I said, well, guess what? Your hair gonna grow long. And I've had women that come to me that had bald spots in their hair. They didn't have no ponytail, and guess what? By the help and grace of God, they left me with hair, a ponytail. They left me with a lot of growth, and I don't take the credit. I give the credit and the glory to God, because we all just vessels. Whether we're a vessel of honor, vessel of dishonor, we all just vessels. God, you know, we use by some entity, whether it's of good or bad, whether it's evil or holiness. But I told my baby, I said, well, you'll get, Mommy, help your hair grow. And her hair is growing. Locks, I'm team locks all the way. I ain't one of those type of people that's going to push locks on you. Now, you need to get locks, which my child probably thinking that, because I told her I'm finna lock your hair. You're not doing what I want you to do, like maintaining it and keeping it up and having it healthy and grow, so Mommy's going to do it, okay? But me and her decided on something, so it'll be something she you know, like and not gonna feel so insecure about, because everybody don't care for locks. I don't know why some women think locks won't look good on them. I'm like, if you pretty, don't matter what kind of style you get, you still gonna be pretty, okay? The hairstyle isn't gonna arrange or rearrange your features. You're still gonna be beautiful. But I love locks. I love natural hair too. I like the way relaxed hair too look too. So if you ain't locked, don't think lock I'm against what you have. No, because I love hair. I told y'all in the beginning of the video, I care more about nurturing the hair and helping it to grow than I do styling. I'm just a person that happens to know how to do some styles. But growing it, helping you with your hair, that's my thing. That's what I love. So when y'all see me pushing hair products that I've created and made, you got to know I put a lot of time into the research, and I put a lot of time into me sitting and coming up with the recipe. All right, now somebody knocking. Charles, let me see. I'm gonna have to just continue or stop the video. I'll come back on y'all.